Welcome back. This is Rich back for an exclusive YouTube video blog. And tonight's subject will be about what I predict will be the next 10 players voted into the Baseball Hall of Fame by the baseball writers. And several names on this list probably might surprise you. But first, this word of importance. Don't forget to listen to Crystal's Time Machine each and every Friday and Saturday night from 9 to 11 p.m. on WCAP 980 out of Lowell, Massachusetts, where everybody gets it. And it's an oldie show that plays songs from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and some on the 90s. If you can't catch the show live, listen to the podcast exclusively on archive.org. There's a collection of shows going back to 2015. Follow Crystal on various social media websites, including YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you go to the official sponsor of Crystal's Time Machine, Broadway Pizza, and you mention Crystal's Time Machine, you get $2 off your delivery or order. And $2 is a pretty good deal to save up in this day and age when prices of going out to eat change daily. And now, on to the video. This video is about the next 10 baseball players who are going to be voted into the Baseball Hall of Fame via the baseball writers. I'm not going to be doing a video on the next 10 players who are going to be voted in to the Baseball Hall of Fame via the Errors Committee, because they change every 2 years or so, and I wouldn't be surprised if an Errors Committee changes in the next few years, and that would put everything out of whack. And here's the 10 baseball players I think will be voted into the Baseball Hall of Fame by the writers. The first one on this list will be Adrian Beltran, who played first base for the majority of his career. He played for the Dodgers, Mariners, Red Sox, and Rangers. He's eligible first time in 2024. He's going to get into the Hall of Fame in 2024 because he has over 3,000 hits. What that means, automatic induction to most players. He batted .286. He had 477 home runs, 1,707 RBIs, and he had a WAR of 93.5. Four-time, he made the All-Star team. He won 5 Gold Gloves, 4 Silver Sluggers, and he led the National League in home runs with 48 in 2004. So I bet he gets in easily. He probably get over 90% of the vote. The next one who'll be voted in by the baseball writers will be Todd Helton, who played his entire career with the Colorado Rockies, and he'll get in 2024. He was only 12 votes shy this past year, so he'll get the necessary votes, and it will be the 6th time he's on the ballot. Todd had a 310 career average, 369 home runs, 1,406 RBIs. He had a WAR of 61.8, which is, borderline Hall of Fame. He made 5 All-Star games, 4 times Silver Slugger, 3 times Gold Glove. He won a batting title, and he was in top 10 MVP about 5-6 times. Biggest knock about him that he had the Coors Field factor. He hitting better at Coors Field because it was up like 1 mile above sea level. But his statistics, rank up right up there with some players in the Hall of Fame, and take for his teammate for the Rockies in the late 1990s and early 2000s, Larry Walker. He's in the Baseball Hall of Fame. He got in on the final try. The next one on this list will be closer Billy Wagner. He'll get in either 2024 or maybe his final year of eligibility in 2025. But he last year he had 68.6% of the vote, and he'll probably get enough support either this year or next year. And he was one of the best relievers of all time closers, even though he had a 47-40 record, and he had a ERA of 2.34, which is pretty good for a reliever. 1,196 strikeouts, 422 saves. He had a low WAR 27.7. He spent most of his career with the Astros, but he played also with the Mets and the Red Sox and the Braves. The next one on this list might be a big, big surprise for you, for everybody. Next year will be his 10th and final year on the ballot, but I have a very funny feeling that Gary Sheffield's going to go in the Hall of Fame in 2024. He got 55% of the vote this past year, and I have a funny feeling he'll have the last year on the ballot like a Larry Walker type of jump to make it to the Hall of Fame by maybe 2-3 votes. Gary Sheffield. He had a career average of 292, 509 home runs, 1,676 RBIs, a 60.5 WAR, and he also played in 9 All-Star games, 5 Silver Sluggers. He won a batting title in 1992, but he bounced around from team to team to team to team. And also, he was involved in steroids, PEDs, but it was never publicly flunked steroid test. And this happened, most of his career for his big numbers was before MLB started testing in 2004. So there's a lot of players in the Baseball Hall of Fame who've used PEDs. And I just have a feeling that Sheffield's going to get in next year. Also, the next player to be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame is Ichiro Suzuki. He's a first-time eligible in 2025. He's probably going to get in very, very easily. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a unanimous selection or maybe get 99.999% of the votes. He played most of his career with the Mariners, but he had some stints with the Yankees and Marlins. He had a 11 career batting average, 3,089 hits, 10-time All-Star games, 10 times a Gold Glove, 3 times Silver Slugger. He won Rookie of the Year and MVP the same season, 2001, and he won a couple of batting titles. He had a 60.8% WAR, and if Ichiro came to the big leagues earlier, he played his first big league game in 2001 at the age of 28 after spending 8 years playing baseball in Japan. If he came maybe when he was 23, 24 years old, he could have broken Pete Rose's record for most hits by a Major League Baseball player. Also, the next player who's going to get voted into the Baseball Hall of Fame by the writers is pitcher CC Sabathia, who's first eligible in 2025. And I just have this funny feeling he'll get inducted on the first ballot, it might be between 75 and 80% he'll get. That's why I have a funny feeling. He played for the Indians, now Guardians, Brewers, and Yankees. 251 and 161 record. So 90 wins more than losses. He had a 3.74 ERA, 3,000 and 93 strikeouts. One time he won the Cy Young with the Indians, now Guardians, and he finished in the top 5 in the Cy Young several times. 6-time All-Star. It's going to be very tough for a Major League Baseball pitcher to reach 250 wins in this day and age because starting pitchers don't go 9 innings. He'll probably wear a Yankees cap going into the Hall of Fame. Also, the next one eligible, the next one who's probably going to get into the Hall of Fame by the baseball writers will be catcher Joe Mauer. He will get in probably 2026. That will be his 3rd year of eligibility. He was a catcher for most of his career, played the final few years at first base, entire career with the Minnesota Twins. He had a 3.06 career average, 2,123 hits, only 143 home runs, 923 RBIs, 6-time All-Star, 3-time he won a Gold Glove, and he 5-time Silver Slugger, 3-time batting title, 1-time MVP, finishing top 10 in MVP about 4 or 5 times. And many people consider Joe Mauer a first ballot Hall of Famer, but it's going to be very, very close the first couple of years he's on the ballot. He might get in maybe on the first ballot time or maybe the second time, but he's going to get in by 2026. And he has a 55.2 WAR, which that's, below, below Hall of, below borderline Hall of Fame. But, you never know. The next one who'll probably be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame via the baseball writers is Andrew Jones, outfielder who played for the Braves, the Dodgers, the White Sox, and the Yankees, among others. He'll get in 2026. His 9th year of eligibility. He started at 7% of the vote in 2018, but it's been climbing ever since. He got over the 50% mark this past year. He probably continued to make big time jumps in the next few years. He'll eventually get in before his 10-year eligibility is up. He had a 254 career batting average, 434 home runs, 1,389 RBIs, a 62.7 WAR, which is, kind of borderline. 5 times he played in the All-Star game, 10 times he's won a Gold Glove. He hit 51 home runs for the Braves in 2005, and he won a couple of Silver Sluggers. And the biggest knock on Andrew Jones, low career batting average, but he was one of the best defensive outfielders of his generation and playing on several Braves teams that were very, very good helps his cause. The next one who will be eligible, who will probably get voted into the Baseball Hall of Fame via the writers, will be catcher Buster Posey in 2027. He played his entire career with the San Francisco Giants, 302 batting average, 158 home runs, 729 RBIs, only 1,500 hits, halfway through 3,000, and he won an MVP in 2012, a batting title in 2012, Rookie of the Year in 2010, and also he won 5 Silver Sluggers and also 3 World Championships, and that's going to help his case. And even though he had a brief career, he was very, very dominant at the catcher's position. And I have just this feeling that Buster Posey is probably going to be an easy first ballot Hall of Famer despite having low stats for hits, home runs, and RBIs. He was just dominant at catcher and also winning 3 World Series championships helps his case. I wouldn't be surprised if Buster gets maybe 85 to 90% of the vote when he's first eligible in 2027. And the last player on this list, who I will bet that will be voted into the Baseball Hall of Fame, is outfielder Carlos Beltran in 2027. It will be his 5th year of eligibility. He started the first time eligible this past year with 47.5% of the votes, and he was the only player named to the Astro scandal of 2017, and that took away some votes. And people were saying that Beltran wasn't a first ballot Hall of Famer. His batting average 279, 435 career home runs, 1,587 RBIs, 2,775 hits, 9-time All-Star, 3-time Gold Gloves, 2-time Silver Slugger, finishing the top 10 of MVP voting a few times. He played for the Astros and Royals, Cardinals, Mets, Yankees, and he won a couple of World Series championships. And maybe the biggest knock on him that he kind of hung around a little too long, and don't know if his votes are going to be dragged down, or it might take slower than him, the writers to come around to him. But he'll probably get in the Hall of Fame 2027 at the latest, but might take a few extra years. I hope the Astro scandal does not hurt him from being denied the Hall of Fame, but you never know. Also, some people think Chase Utley should go into the Hall of Fame by the baseball writers, but his case might be tough because he was one of the best second basemen of his era, but he didn't have 2,000 hits, and that might hurt him. And that's about it on that. If you're browsing around this video, like it and leave a comment and subscribe. I will talk to you soon.